Good morning, class. Today we're going to talk about Abigail Adams and what type of impact she had on the United States. She was born in 1744. Abigail Smith grew up in Wilmette, Massachusetts, a village some 12 miles from Boston. Her father, William Smith, was the minister of the First Continental Church there and also made a living as a farmer. Later on, she married a young lawyer named John Adams, and after a long engagement that her parents insisted on, they married on October 24th, 1764, when Abigail was 19 and John was 28. She is held for her now famous admission that the founding fathers remembered the ladies and their new laws. Abigail Adams was not only an early advocate for women's rights, she was a vital confidant advisor for her husband, John Adams, the nation's second president. She opposed slavery and supported women's education. Though not exactly the feminist some historians have depicted her to be, Adams was concerned with greater protection for women under the new laws, as well as assist in formal education. She allied with Judith Sargent Murray's efforts to expand women's education because Adams, too, saw mothers as having a vital role in preparing sons to be the virtuous citizens leaders in the new republic. Though John Adams did not take his wife literally seriously throughout his life, he sought her opinions on political and other matters. She traveled with him throughout Europe for 5 years between 1783 and 1788 during his stint as a diplomat. When he was elected president in 1797, Adams eagerly wrote to his wife, "I never wanted your advice and assistance more in my life." An outspoken First Lady, Adams had often defended her husband's position, including his advocacy controversial Alien and Sedition Acts of 1798. Abigail herself passionately supported independence and famously argued that it should be applied to women as well as men. During the Second Continental Congress, as John Adams and his fellow delegates debated the question of formally declaring independence from Great Britain, Abigail wrote to her husband from the home in Braintree, Massachusetts, on March 31st, 1776. By the way, the new code of laws, which I support, is necessary for you to make. I desire you would remember the ladies, and more generous, preferable to them than your ancestors. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could be. If particular not attention to pay attention to the ladies, we are determined to foment a rebellion, and will not hold ourselves bound by the laws in which we have no voice or representation. This all relates to Betsy Ross and Abigail, that they both struggle to get credit for the things they have done throughout history and what type of impact they have contributed to the United States. They are both important figures within history, and without this country, this country could have turned out differently. Thank you for today. My name is Ryan Oney.